I'm the CEO and founder of the Vienna Symphonic Library Gmbh, which was founded 15 years ago. Before I was in the film business, I was working as a director, as a composer, composed music for films, and my former education was a classical trained cello player. I performed 2 years as a substitute at the Vienna Philharmonics, then changed to film business. Wanted to become the Austrian Steven Spielberg, which didn't work so as I expected. I think it was around 2008, 2009. We did some film scoring for a project I did for myself in our small facility where we recorded all the samples. And in the same time, we did some interviews with our top composers like Alexandre Desplat and Danny Elfman and David Newman, also the A composers from Hollywood, where I expected that they use our libraries. I know they use them, therefore we make interviews with them just for the mock-ups, and then they go to the studio and produce then the score with the orchestra. And they told me, no, that's not always the case. There is always some stuff there in the final product which is sample-based. Also where they mix samples and orchestra, so even the top level, not for money issues, just for creativity issues, there is at the moment not enough musicians away labels, so they enhance it a little bit when they had very quick decisions in the studio to make something different. Then always samples are handy. And then I thought, okay, yeah, I was not so happy to record a medium-sized ensemble in our small facility. I saw that the top composers always make these hybrid decisions in producing music. And then I thought it would be fantastic to have a scoring stage, especially for film scoring, which can handle the whole producing process perfectly. Where in the very first time in history, integrate our software in the environment of a perfect sounding room, where you can glue together virtual instruments and real orchestra to have a new kind of possibilities, creative possibilities, but also to give producers the opportunity to produce more on budget if they have to, but you can deliver a very high quality. Now, we got the offer from the National Broadcast Company that the very first time this whole areal where this hall is placed is for sale. And this was a sign from they are like, okay, because we wouldn't have never had the money to build a building this size. I asked always during the reconstruction process our architects and the workers, how much do you think it would cost to build this building as it is from scratch? And nobody could give me an answer because they said nobody could finance it, and therefore they don't know. The 5 times more than we have money as a spend in restructuring it, and we spend a lot of money here. Of course, there is always luck in this kind of developments. Also, the first time that this hall was available when we researched for a hall. And the second thing is that this is a forgotten game, or it was a forgotten game, because it was not used for recording since the 60s. I think the last real important things recorded here were from the classical maestros like Herbert von Karajan, Rostropovich, Menuhin, Richter, all recorded here their music. Before it was used as a film scoring stage. In the 50s there were enough movies shot in Austria for film music, but then it was more or less forgotten, also this hall as a recording facility. Also most important was when we had our acoustic designers here who looked at the room and said this room is perfect. It was very clear that we wouldn't touch a lot in the main stage. No? So it's too risky now to say we make it better. In the most cases, you make it worse. No? It happened a lot of times now in famous stages. No? That they are just trance and they say you have to sound this and that, and 10 years later you are very unhappy. You did the changes. So we did try to leave the room as it is with very small improvements, which are not that give much impact in the building. Also just a new floor, of course, because the floor was not the original floor from the stage of the 40s. As a new floor was designed there. But for the control rooms, no, we had to do it from the scratch. No? So if you look at the 40s, no, what did the control room need at the time? No? Very small room, just one speaker and one knob, no, to alter the volume, no, of the speaker. No? Things have changed a lot in the meantime, and the room we are sitting here now was the smaller stage, no? Also no control room, but here in this room, small orchestras or the sound FX people worked here to make for synchronization steps in the water, on the sand, and. No? So, because at the time they had to do it all at the same moment. No? They recorded the orchestra. If they had to synchronize, the synchronization was also parallel going on, and the Foley stuff. No? Because they couldn't mix properly sound at the time, and if they couldn't use the original sound and have music on top of it, they did it simultaneously. No? Therefore, this room existed, no? Beside the big room there. And it was our luck again, no? That we say, this room has exact the size I would like to have our control room. No? That we can put in a really large mixing console, have the possibility to have good surround listening options, and also even 3D audio options, also for oral 3D, and more or less also enough space for the guest director, the producer, which are not involved in the working process but want to listen at the back, and not everybody is too close to each other, no, because it's a very stressful job that you have enough space to relax and to work. And I'm very happy with the result, very happy. Now. So everybody who was downstairs and listened to the orchestra and goes up in this room, now, you feel like you're still standing in the hall. Now. So it works perfectly in conjunction with the recording room. Because of the organ, this hall is still existing. The organ was in the late 90s declared for a landmark, protected building. Just starting with the organ, because the organ was so important. And after that, the whole building was dedicated to it after it. And if this didn't happen, this building would have been removed last year. Because all other halls here, which didn't have this protection, have been removed. And therefore the organ is very important for us. And yeah, we have also to invest some money in it to get it running again. Also we have to overhaul the whole playing console, all the registers, also all the pipes and stuff is in a perfect conditions, but the playing table has to be redone. And also the funny thing, Konrad Pope, our conductor, when he came in and saw the organ, he got crazy and he said, wow, it's so wonderful that this organ is still here. We also have in all our scoring stages in Hollywood organs in the past. They all have been removed in the 60s where everybody thought we don't need this stuff anymore. Later on, they found out that it's a very good thing to enhance the basses of the orchestra electronically, also with synthesizer, to get the big sound. And a much better solution would be if you have so you have available the deep pipes to do this, because it's a big difference just to mix a synthesizer to the basses, or are you perform the whole, also are you enhance the whole room with these sub basses of a pipe organ? And he said we have to get this thing running again, because a lot of Hollywood composers would love to use it. Yeah, therefore, we are hopefully in the near future the only one scoring stage in the world which also have a cinema organ inside the recording facility.